Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Guys, it's Monday. Don't it just seem like we just went to Friday? Weekend went too quick. But guys, over the weekend, Nina came up with some hot tea. And you know, the tea that she came out with makes lots of sense. I mean, it puts a lot of things in focus. Like, why do we not hear the baby when she says that the baby's crying? Like, why? Just a lot of stuff, guys. So, watch this, and then I'll come back, and we'll talk about it some more.
Just bear with me. Before I say this, I want to say this is all alleged. Gypsy does not have custody, and Ken has supervised custody, with Raina being the one supervising it. She's going back and forth. Okay? The baby looks just like Dee Dee. Just like Dee Dee. The urn actually had been purchased and Morbid and them made arrangements, but allegedly it's still in the closet. Ken and Raina have custody in Metairie. There's a nanny that comes and CPS is involved and they check in. Rod, Christy, and Gypsy have to travel to see the baby. Gypsy has visitation corresponding with parole to see the baby 2 days a week. That is why Ken was at the grocery store. He was supervising Gypsy with the baby. So she has custody to be a support to Ken, Raina. After parole, custody has to be signed off by the judge. So whoever ends up with the custody after parole, it'll be signed off then. That's Ken's house with the baby and the recliner. That's the reason why she's been trying to make Ken look bad on the show, is because he's the one with custody. And the baby is older. I don't know by how much, but the baby is older and it does have the micro deletion. Rod was recently in town and he went to see the baby. Hence why that picture was posted. And we all know Gypsy only posts when she's trying to prove something that's true. Okay? The safety of the baby needs to be pushed, which is true. We know this, right? The baby, if you hold the baby's, like if you take a picture of the baby and you hold Dee Dee up next to each other, twinsies to a T. You know how God works with karma, right? Karma always comes back, and karma for you is who you end up with. Do you guys remember when Cardi B said that? Yeah. That's why they're coming so hard at the creators, because we're working against what they want the public to believe about this whole situation, including Lifetime. Ken does do Uber and DoorDash, allegedly. And, she did have the baby for a week after the hospital, but then CPS showed up because of parole. Parole had CPS show up because of her crime. The safety of the children or child is in question. They did find boxed wine and prescription pills. I'm assuming that's Christy, but who knows, child? because the tea is hot anyway. There's one more test for the microdeletion to be confirmed. Now, where they found the boxed wine and the prescription pills were in the closet. Ken does not like New Orleans, and he doesn't like Louisiana, which I would assume you coming from Dallas, you're not gonna. I can't see you liking Louisiana. Dallas is very. It's like a cross between East Coast and West Coast vibes. So for some,
doesn't that make sense? Now, all of this is alleged. I don't know if it's true. But if it is, in my humble opinion, it just seems like it rings like an air of truth. Not only the we don't hear the baby thing, but also remember on her show when she talked about the house and said it would be a great place for Ken and Aurora, and Ken said, what do you mean, what about you? Does that not make perfect sense? I mean, I just don't know what else to say. But it does make sense. And it just makes things come into focus a little bit more for some reason. And, you know, we all thought something was weird. And I still think she's getting closer and closer to showing that baby face. And, you know, on her last video, she talked about playing Russian roulette with the chromosome disorder. Is that the reason why she hasn't shown the face yet? Is because the baby does have this chromosome disorder? And then she says that they are really watching the baby, testing for the chromosome disorder. Nina's source is saying one more test to really make sure that she does have it. In my opinion, that makes sense. I don't know. It's just a strange thing. And you know, if you remember the whole thing about Ken and her breaking up, did they? That hot tea, in my opinion, could have explained a lot. But I still think there's something else that's going to be coming out. Because why did Gypsy do that, kind of like that tell-all, talking about her chromosome disorder? I just think something's weird on that. But guys, we'll see. I love each and every one of you. And tell me what you think. Bye now.